Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, we just gonna jump right into it. Yo, it is now starting. Be ready. Be ready. Just be ready. Woo. Be ready. Be ready. You know what? Let me just okay, let me just I'm gonna just do that first. Okay. Mr. E, I've been contemplating all day about messaging you. I don't know if I'm out of if I'm out of order, but I needed to say something to you. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let me stop. Oh my gosh. I just want to say congrats. Okay. You know, when this deck gets brought out, when this deck gets brought out, there's some serious stuff that's crack-a-lackin'. Okay. It's just, you know, sometimes I wish whatever, however you want to call it, would crack-a-lack a little softer. Just softer crack-a-lacks, okay? So there's something that's starting and we need to be ready for this. Oh no. Oh, no. I did it right. We need to be ready for this, okay? Okay, guys. I'm gonna be real blunt. There's a lot of information that's been coming in over the last couple days, especially. Don't mind this. Don't mind this. I can't do nothing with it. Just it's my horns. There's a lot of information that's been coming in the past couple days, week at this point, I think, that it's really intense. It's really intense. The gravity of it has to do with upcoming events. It's tied into the two major spills that have occurred. I have quite a few videos that I'm already, earmarking to be sharing to kind of further elaborate on what it is I've been picking up on. I'm assuming I can talk about a fraction, like a small fraction of that here. I was planning to hopefully be able to go live in the TSS, the Soul Sanctuary exclusive area tonight. I'm just too exhausted. I'm gonna be honest. I'm too exhausted. I cannot push myself any further tonight. So that's gonna kind of have to hold off. Oh, my stuff. So it's intense. Okay. No, I'm not going to ET Talks. I'm talking about the Soul Sanctuary Love. I was already told that I don't know. ET Talks got infiltrated. It was only one episode. It got infiltrated, and I can't share things there. That's why I haven't been able to. I haven't let you guys know that I'm going to switch over to there. So, no more ET Talk stuff. Unfortunately, at least not for now. Everything needs to be changed again, unfortunately, because people just can't, like, they just okay. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna need to grab something sweet, something sour, something salty, because we're gonna go through all the emotions tonight. I'm no, it feels like I'm gonna hurt your feelings. Oh my god, stop. We're not gonna really hurt your feelings. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It depends where you are. So, in your emotions, I mean. So for many of us, our emotions are going like super bonkers, right? For many of us, the emotions really are just wildly swinging in all directions, like the balls on a running giraffe. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Like the balls on a running giraffe, just up there dang-a-langin', right? So there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know that it's bad stuff though. That's the thing. It's just extreme intensity. And if you can't calibrate yourself, recalibrate yourself, find your space of center, it's going to be very, very difficult. So let's get started. What a lie. Okay, it's not a lie. I saw this card. I was like, I just said extreme intensity. Okay. So intensification in reverse. This is telling us that things are gonna start to shift into a calmer space. But you see, your girl is a little on the paranoid side when it comes to energy, right? The only time things have shifted to a calmer state is when it's the calm before the storm. That's what I'm seeing the trend of. Um, oh my gosh, my husband just completed the entire the entire saga. He was watching it for days. I was just like, I ain't even gonna partake in that. That's just too much. I can't. That's too much. But that's the thing. I feel like the intensification is ramping up and then it's going to go back down only to shoot way up higher. While it's down and mellowing out, you're going to need to start setting your intentions. You're going to need to plot the trajectory. Does that make sense? Plot the trajectory, not plot on people. Don't be a Swiss Satan, okay? Oh, geez, the butt of my jokes. Yeah, no, don't be that. But really make sure that you have a clear understanding of where it is you want to push through. If you can manage to get yourself to intentionally harness this energy, you know what's going to happen. You're gonna be fucking it up, fucking it up. You're gonna do really, really well. You know, you're gonna excel, and this is gonna be a very beautiful period where you can really just make a lot of power plays. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about power plays like you're gonna mess other people up and mess up their plans and stuff like that. No, I'm talking about your plans, right? You're going to be able to push all of this really beautiful thing through. Now, you have to set that intention. The fluctuation of energy is much like a heartbeat. It's a cycle. It goes through these cycles where it increases only to dip, load more charge, and shoot back up. If you look at the way a heartbeat is, a sinus rhythm, that peak that goes up, that's when the heart contracts the most, I believe. And in that contraction, it's pushing all the blood out and through the body. And then it goes through that relaxation, right? Where it will allow more of that blood to flow into the chambers before it contracts again. So it goes up, down, a little, and out, right? So, what we need to do is maximize our understanding of how these cycles can be the very things that can generate opportunities for us. If you are very well versed in astrological stuff, perfect. Now you can look at all the the different planets and houses and I don't know. I'm astro illiterate. Whatever you need to look at, go ahead and look at that. Make sure everything's aligned. You're going to need to make a laundry list of the things that need to get done. And then you're going to need to time it with when the planets and the stars and I don't know, I don't know. I'm kind of into that stuff, but I'm not allowed to learn it. Makes me sour. It makes me really feel really petty because why can't I learn it? Why do you stop me from learning it? That's not fair. I don't want to be the only astro illiterate person in the room. But if you know astrology and you know about your natal charts and all the positions and this and that, you're going to know exactly when you need to strike, when that iron will be very, very hot, right? So you'll begin to make these lists of your to-do lists, and you'll need to acquaint yourself with the way the cycles affect you. Like for me, again, I'm astro illiterate, so don't be getting all offended if I don't comprehend planets in the same way you do. For me, my soul planet is Mars. Are you surprised? My soul planet is Mars. I thrive when people bring conflict to me and I choose to actively participate in it. I fucking thrive in that. Gets me excited. Like, ooh, 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 you're volunteering. You probably don't know what you're getting yourself into, but okay. That's why I don't take too many people up on their offer to have conflicts with me. I'm just like, whatever. You just suck at whatever. But I do know that because of the influence of Mars being my soul planet, if I do want to be combative, I excel at that. I absolutely excel. And what I need to focus on is using that combativeness in a way to burst through the barriers that are preventing me from moving forward and being inaccessible to the things that I really don't need to be wasting my time on. Right. So that's something that I can keep in the back of my mind as I see things cycle through. And, I see opportunities to allow more of my soul planet to come forward for the betterment of me and my journey. Um, then sometimes that's what has to happen. Right. So these are things that you need to become aware of. Um, all right. Oh, Lordy. Yikes. Ooh. Mm. As we experience the ebb and flow of energy, we're going to also experience ebbs and flow of stability. Primarily, we're going to enter back into a state of a little bit more stable than what we've been forced to become accustomed to. Again, that like don't get too comfortable there. That's the calm before the storm. Okay. It's not that you have to freak out or worry or any of that. It's just you have to find ways to help yourself mentally prepare for the things that are coming. We're not going to be guided through this. So those of you who, need your soul team to guide you and all of that stuff, no, when something reaches proximity to the planetary grid core, right? It's going to be coming in from the core. um yeah, all communications will be halted. Mm. All communications will be halted. You need to start becoming highly independent and self-reliant when it comes to whatever your practices are. You need to become highly independent and self-reliant. Okay. Um, the luxury of being able to count on intercessors, uh, that's quickly going away. It's quickly going away. It is not something to be afraid of. It's like when you know that you're learning to ride a bike and you're aware that, your parent or whoever is holding on to the back of the seat to keep you steady. Like, okay. So my father helped me to learn how to ride a bike. And the way that worked was he took me to the store. He said, I'm going to get you a bike. And I was like, oh, awesome. I want a bike. And then he said, you go ahead and pick whatever bike you want. We're going to teach you how to ride a two-wheeler. And I was like, okay. And I picked this bike with like a little basket in the front and rainbow tassels coming out the handlebars. And my father took one look at it and was like, no, I'm not getting you that. That's garbage. And instead he picked out a little BMX for me. And he's like, it's a girl bike. And I was like, that's not a girl bike, that's a boy bike. He goes, it's red, that's a girl color. We're getting you this bike. And so we got home and he immediately took the training wheels off and he told me to sit on it and start pedaling, and he's going to hold the back of the seat, which I look back and I see he's holding it. And he's telling me to go faster. He's giving me these instructions. And I was wobbly the first time we went up and down our street. The next time, because now he yelled at me and he's like, you got to pedal faster. I'm like, okay. So I'm pedaling faster and he says to sit up straight. Don't worry, I'm holding the seat. I'm not letting it go. And I was pedaling and pedaling. And he goes, I'm not holding the seat anymore. And mind you, I'm hella far away from him already. At which point I looked back and crashed. He didn't tell me how to brake. What a dick. I swear to God. And then he told me, what'd you do that for? I was like 6 or 7. You're a dick, yo. So it's like that. You're not going to have someone tell you that they're taking their hand off of the seat. You're just going to have to figure that out. You're just going to have to figure that out. So now I'm thinking he's a liar because he said he wasn't going to let go. And so I'm crying and he's like, you better stop crying or I'm going to spank you. And I was just like, and then he said, you better get back on that bike. Oh my God, my life is so traumatic. And I was so mad. He's like, you better get back on that bike. And he's like, I will hold the seat. And I was like, no, don't hold my seat. And he goes, then you better ride it right. and so you best believe I rode that bike all the way around the block. Like, don't touch my fucking seat, bruh. You made me fall. Yeah, it's going to be like that. I mean, you're not going to have the luxury of a gentle parent. Like, okay, keep pedaling. I'm going to get ready to let go now. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Did y'all have that kind of parenting? Shit. I grew up in the Thunderdome. I did. Yeah, it's about to become a Thunderdome here in this world. We're entering into the Thunderdome. So what needs to happen? You need to get out of that incubatory phase. You need to start connecting with other people who are like-minded, like-hearted. Okay. It's really, really important. Now, when I say things and I keep repeating it, peppering it through the different live streams, I promise you, all seriousness now, I promise you, if you hold up. Boo, I'm on the YouTube right now and I'm sick. I told Ocean to stop recording messages for me while she's driving Just drive. Just drive. She said she'll stop as soon as I stop going on the YouTube while I'm sick. Anyways, I promise you the things that I keep reiterating, if you listen to it, ooh, you're gonna flow through things very easily, minimal struggle, while everyone else is like really just, damn, I should have just listened to her. If you don't listen to it, should I say it gently or should I just be blunt? Should I say it gently or should I just be blunt? What do you guys think? Gently? Yeah. We should just blunt. I don't know if I'm capable of gentle tonight. You're gonna regret that shit. You're gonna be like, I fucked up. You did. I told you. I fucking told you. I told you hella times over the course of multiple weeks, possibly months. Like you fucked up. You that window closed. Shit. You fucked up. That was a choice you made. Maybe next time you'll listen to my ass because I don't just say things to be funny. You know what I'm saying? If there's one thing you should know about me, sometimes I say things in a funny way, but I don't say things to be funny. I got Asperger's. I got Asperger's. Like everything, I mean everything I say. Really. I mean everything I say. If I say like I love you, I love you. I have love for you. I care what happens to you. It's not me just trying to say something nice. If I say I'm gonna cut you, you better hide all the sharps because you made me so mad. I might. I'm considering it now. I have minimal impulse control when I'm mad. So you should hide all the sharps. I mean what I say. So I'm given opportunities for advance notice. And over the years, over the course of my life, the advance notice, I usually just like, I'm good. I'm not going to tell anybody. And just, people are going to think I'm crazy. Now it's like, hey, I told you. I don't want to say I told you so, but I did, didn't I? I did. So you have to figure out how you're going to implement that, right? People in my personal life used to very intensely wonder, like, how the hell do you maneuver things the way you do? I just do because I'm made to feel things in advance, right? The lights just flickered. Yeah, I almost blew the bulb in my master closet. This is a walk-in closet. So it was doing Morse code over me. And I was like, because the room started. I was like, like, don't blow. Yeah. Um, the amount of messages that are coming through lately have been immense. And for many of us, especially those who are the most sensitive to energy, we've been in a state of incubation. We've been very much insulating ourselves. That luxury is about to end. If you don't do something now to initiate connections, um, it's not someone else's job to maintain connections. That's a mutual activity, right? So you need to make sure that you keep track of, the people who are reliable to you and be reliable for them and, put effort into that. Yeah, you want to hide away right now, you want to insulate. But much like the plant who goes dormant in winter, when the environment reaches the proper temperature, it will go ahead and begin to grow again. So temperatures are about to be reached. Um, there's a lot of modifications that are going on, right? And these modifications, no, don't pull that. don't, don't pull that. That's going to make you feel really, really crazy. A lot of these modifications are they're going to present you with new challenges. Okay? And it's a new challenge because these are the ones we've forgotten about. These are the ones we have forgotten about. The ancestors of old. The ancestors of old. We got to really um we have to take a moment for ourselves to understand the gravity of what that means for us personally, right? For each person personally. I can't I can't talk about that kind of stuff here because I just can't. There's a homecoming that's taking place. Remember when I said when things reach the right temperature? Sometimes things need a warmer climate to thrive. Like some fish, they don't do well without a heater. They're more a tropical fish, and so they need warmth, right? Um, so, a creator type, someone who maintains the fish tank, would make the adjustments, right? So, these are things that they are not going. Oh, um, how do you want me to say it? All right. I'm told to explain it in this way. A spell was once cast and it's losing its potency. The time has come to re up on supplies and re up on magic. This type of magic is a sacred fire that can be highly destructive. So, there are things you're needing to mentally prepare for, experiences and things like that, okay? Let's see. Mhm. Ooh. All right. Okay. Card number 31, solitude. Alone but not lonely. There are those who appear to walk as though they are alone, but they're not lonely because they know they're not. That there are others just like them hidden away. So, card number 31, solitude. They will have an ethereal nature about them. I hear the term progenitor. Hold on. Let's look at the etymology. person or thing from which a person, animal, or plant is descended or originates, an ancestor or parent. A founder, an instigator, primogenitor. So there's two houses, primavata, primogenitor. Okay. Latin progenit, begotten. Begotten. In genealogy, the progenitor, primoprogenitor, is a sometimes legendary founder of a family, line of descent, clan or tribe, a noble house or ethnic group. These are the descendants of the noble house. They're looking for the hidden bloodline. The next entry, what is a family bloodline called? Sangreal. Okay. Okay. This is a lot of information. Hold on. Progenitor. Nazarene Essene. Authentic Celtic Essene groups from Hyperborea were the progenitors of the original Nazarene Christos teachings. Let's see. Oh, the Despacinian may have been the progenitor of the Merovingian dynasty. Oh my fucking God. This is a lot of information. I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm gonna have a panic attack. This is too much. You're hurting my brain. Okay, so what do you want me to say, Michael? Just fucking tell me. Ooh. Oh, what? Give me a copy of this. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Okay. I want to see it. No, bitch. I don't want to sign up. I want the book. Okay, stop. Stop. Girl. You know that's how demonic shit gets their way with you. Stop. The Gospel according to the Himalayans. The Call of the Watchers. Okay. Demonic or not, give me the book. No, I don't want to give you my info. Fucking A. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I got caught up. Demonic shit. I'm going to fucking find you. I'm going to ask someone to find you and give me a copy. All I need is the name. I got the name, boo. I got the name. Should have never gave me the name. Now, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to have you by the end of the night. Okay, let's stop. Stop. We got to stop looking at this. Just close the window. The whole, I can't, but there's so many good links. Shit. Why would you present me a printable version? What, bitch? Oh, no. This one. Oh, shit. Yes. I found it. I found it. Bitch, download it. Yep. Mm-hmm. I told you. Ah, oh, that was good. I'm live. Close the window. I'm sorry, you guys. I got caught up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's breathe. That was so good. Jesus, Mary, Joseph. Ooh, I got a copy of it. Ah, okay. Okay. Michael was like, she's not going to let it go. Give her the copy. Thank you, Mikey. Okay. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I got some books to read today. So, Despacini, Merovingian, has to do with bloodlines, okay? Ooh. I gotta write. Ooh. Ooh, you guys, the downloads, the downloads. Primo progenitor. H3O. Okay. I'm taking notes for thing for the soul sanctuary conversation. It's going to be intense because they're bringing in Melchizedek. It has to do with the teachings of the Nazarene Essenes. They're bringing in Melchizedek information. It has to do with bloodlines too. Alone but not lonely, right? They didn't know there was an offshoot. They're looking for it. They're looking for it. They're trying to prevent the manifestation of this coming into power. It's too late. Things have aligned. What was done to try and create a degradation in the human genome, etheric genome, it was done to pollute our perception. All of the different like spiritual teachings and this and that. No, not the order of Melchizedek. I'm not talking about a priesthood. That too was infiltrated at some point. I'm talking about the first audible tonation of creation. This is the first ray of creation. It has to do with the song of the heart, which comes from the primo progenitor, which there's different houses, right? There was the prima vata, primo primo progenitor, and I forgot the other house. I got excited. I forgot the other house. But yeah. So all of those are kind of working together as like a trifecta, but they are not fully aware of each other. These are things that are being released into society to encourage the the homecoming that's about to occur. It has to do with ancestors of old. Hold on. I'm hearing another term. Okay. That's not it. Okay. Maybe I heard it wrong. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Okay. What I heard is terra firmata, the established. The established. This is just all right. Too much information. You're flooding my brain. Because terra firmata, formed, though the established. This all comes together. God, I wish I could just say to her because it's like, this is a lot. This is a lot. And once I bring in all the other screenshots that I have been taking over the last how many days, it's just like clenching my ass, like, oh my God. That's why I'm so tired. It's so emotionally draining. This information is so much. Okay. Oh shit. Terra firmata. Okay, the established. They serve as the soil. The vata is the tree, so it goes into so the base layer. I'm sorry. Um, Okay. Card number 36, which the magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. It's definitely going to flow. On Tuesday, it's definitely going to flow. We're going to be talking about some stuff on the Soul Sanctuary. This is stuff that um card number 15, Maximus. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? Right? So there's this need for you to allow yourself to receive, for you to allow yourself to accumulate um to a certain degree, some base level, the things that you need, whether it's emotional support from others, companionship, confidence in your ability to be able to adapt. You have to be highly adaptable. Like the people who will do well during this period are people who are willing to experience things and continue to move through it, to flow through it. If you are very, very fixed in your stance and you think everything has to be the way you think it is, because if not, like, no, there's no way it could be that. Um, can I be blunt? This period is really gonna fuck you up, like hardcore. It's gonna break you down, and you're gonna have a really hard time. You're gonna have a really, really hard time. I don't find that funny. It actually concerns me. It's very concerning. The people who will fare reasonably well through this period are the people who are like, well, things happen, and we kind of just got to find a way through this. We can stop and rest for a few minutes, but we can't stay here. We got to find a way through this, right? If you don't have the capacity to be adaptable, it's going to be real hard for you. That's just the bottom line. It's going to be real hard for you, and um I don't think anyone will be able to avoid this. We're all going to experience things to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't feel like you have to be afraid. I feel like you have to begin the process of allowing yourself to develop some level of flexibility. This is one of the things. Remember, I told you, like, sometimes I will keep saying things over and over and emphasize it. And if you listen to it, I don't get pleasure out of being right or being able to convince you. If you listen to it, though, it'll be something that will completely change the way you experience a hardship, right? If you allow yourself now to begin experiencing discomfort in such a way where it's still somewhat controlled and you're just stretching the boundaries of what you can tolerate, you will do much better than if you're like, well, no, that's just no, they're going to have to figure it out. I'm not the problem. Okay, that's fine. You can have that mindset. You're going to get fucked up though by your own thoughts and emotions. But that's neither here nor there, because I'm not you and I'm not going to be experiencing that. So, yeah. Right. And this is also a time where, yes, you need to build connections and develop communities, community equity, all of that. Uh, but you are not to take on other people's problems anymore, because really, no, no. That's not to say you never help. That's to say you have to stop being the martyr. Okay. That's a very healthy practice to be able to know within yourself, like, oh, okay, this is something that really I don't have the ability or the capacity to help with right now. I wish I could, but unfortunately I can't. Right. So, card number 34, Ubuntu, compassion for others in reverse. See, I don't know. This card always felt weird to me because it's like compassion for others, yet you blind yourself to your own need for compassion. You blind yourself, right? That's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. At all, at all, at all. Right? So, card number 4, doable. The key is within your grasp. No. This is such a high frequency event that we as a collective whole is what would be necessary. Like all of our heart songs together playing at one time is what would be necessary to shift the axiotonal rotation that we're entering into. So there's layer. Babushka, babushka, babushka. It's like the Russian nesting dolls with layers of cheesecloth underneath. And it's like the grain of the fabric, you're rotating it at 90 degrees, right? So 90-degree turn, 90-degree turn, 90-degree turn, babushka, and all of those things. And so there's this turning that's occurring that's not the appropriate turn. It's not the appropriate degree of axiotonal rotation. It takes you further and further away from um, convergence and reunification with source. This will accelerate molecular compaction, which will accelerate the aging process, which will make it even harder for you to maintain your health. Hypothetically, the reason this is happening right now is it's much easier to control someone who's already destabilized from the morphogenetic template on up. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is what it is. Hypothetically speaking. So card number 19, Naz, feel loved and proud. Like a nice little pet. Feel loved and proud. Sometimes it's not enough to simply feel loved. Sometimes when you feel loved, you're obligated to create more love. Not just for the person you're feeling love from or feeling love for, but create more love for everyone. Spread it around, right? It's time to lead, but it's in reverse. This is why I'm not allowed to say these things yet. Sometimes when you look at things from a tactical point of view, it's important to remain obscure. It's important to remain somewhat off the radar. Allow the zealots to go first. Let them be the ones, not because you're encouraging them to, but because for some reason they've been driven usually by ego to prove to others how much they know, how right they are, all of that, right? Let them go first. Let's see the ways in which they are raised down. Not because we enjoy watching others be raised down, but instead so we know at which point the threshold that we should not cross and when to jump to avoid the sickle. Detox, cleanse, and restore yourself. But it's in reverse. What does this card tell me? You cannot detox what you are made of. For some of us, we think we're going to be able to detox the very progenitors, primo progenitor. You can't. You can't. It ties into mitochondria and fascia, chakras, meridian lines, all of these things. They all tie in together. But the flow of these things are regulated by the progenitors. So there's really you can't purge it out. Well, Michael says, be careful, tread carefully. What? I'm not encouraging a coup d'etat. I'm just saying. He says, what are you saying? Well, I'm saying the reality of it. A reaver could absolutely purge that out. Yeah. It would also purge all other codes and probably send someone into full on schizophrenia if they don't have capacity to hold that type of frequency in their template and have the proper energetic lineage for it. But I mean, for those that really are here to help adjust the trajectory, Yeah, you have you have the code. You just need to know who can turn that on. Carrying forward. I'm carrying forward. So, integrity. Don't lose your integrity, okay? This is a period where there's going to be a lot of attempts, a lot of bribes, um, offers to get you to behave in such a way that's not in alignment with being full of integrity, right? Do not, do not allow yourself to get suckered into that. There will be those who will try and trigger you. Their job, they're organic portals, and their job is to trigger you to the degree that you're being challenged into a space of doing things that you're capable of doing, but are not in alignment with the integrity, that level of integrity that you need to hold yourself at, right? Um, you got to remain in that space of integrity. Okay. So there's just things where it's like, ooh, I could totally understand why you would feel that way, but do you realize what's happening? Like you guys have been watching me going through this for uh maybe I think 8 months, 9 months. I think like 9 months or something like that. Uh it's me having to deal with an organic portal that's being used as a vessel for one of the most demonic things. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a very intense test for my soul to not deviate from the reality of the need to always remain in control of my more potent abilities. But you have to be careful too, because in those type of tests, you have to know when it is appropriate to use your badassery. You need to know when it's appropriate to be able to tap into these parts of yourself that are necessary, right? A The way I see it, I mean, I could tolerate a lot, but the moment you start talking about killing children, your ass needs to fucking go, bro. I'll drag your ass by your throat. How's your throat feel? It's a joke. Calm the fuck down. You're still a pussy ass bitch. Anyways, not you guys. Directly addressing Swiss cheese over there. Directly addressing Swiss cheese. You just that's just but it's really that thing of like, yeah, so what? You can harness this and that. Oh, okay. What will you do with it? Are you going to do things that will what? Give you dominion over someone else? Okay, you failed that test. Because you're going to be given these choices. A whole bunch of different choices. You know what I mean? Don't choose the choice that's going to mess up your integrity. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. I promise you it's not worth it. Now, when something becomes absolutely necessary, defending yourself, that's one thing. That's one thing. Mine doesn't say pew. Mine says boosh. I'm saying, seriously. It doesn't say pew, it says boosh. It just makes me laugh. I'm just sometimes I use humor to deal with things that would otherwise more easily and readily pull me into a space where I might more consider things that I would question the integrity of it. You know what I mean? Obviously not things where clearly there's no integrity in it. Like I don't like that at all. But things where it's like me trying to intellectualize why I can justify, like I don't like that. Unless it's a very clear cut, you know, like no, this needs to be done. Like for example, um threatening to unalive children. just to what? Create fear in me? Nope. That's red lines were crossed. Now a full correction needs to take place, right? That's still full of integrity. Yo, oh my gosh, I got to share this with you guys. So I'm preparing for the 888 portal. I'm doing foraging in my local region because Blake is my boo cakes. Oh, how have you been? You've popped in my thoughts a few times. Yeah, and then like, what's going on? Oh my gosh. Hi, Blake. Y'all, this is my other 20. We got Blake in the house. We also got Village Baby. So we got two 20s in the house. But okay, so let me get back. If you can pass this test where the choices you choose remain full of integrity, what ends up happening is you will have things to celebrate. Okay. There will be goodness that flows into your life because those pathways, if you do things that lack integrity, they'll get clumped up. They'll get all discombobulated, and then you'll have to go on etheric statins. You'll have etheric cholesterol issues. So, well, let me explain something. Cholesterol is important for the body. It's like a liquid band-aid. The reason modern medicine, and this is my thought, my perception, the reason modern medicine has vilified cholesterol is because they don't understand the logistics of a properly running body. When you're ingesting things that create micro tears, scratches in your arterial walls, like table salt, your body will go ahead and release that cholesterol to cover that injury. But if you keep eating these things, introducing it into your body, these things that harm you, then your body will continue this. Eventually, you'll have an arterial blockage form. They're like, oh, cholesterol's bad. No, you got to look at the whole being. So these choices where it's like you're trying to protect yourself, but you're not removing yourself from the environment or removing the access of the person who keeps clawing at you. You just keep layering all of this cholesterol. You're going to eventually create an issue for yourself, right? So this is a very high level lesson for that, where you're going to be triggered. You're going to be given the green light to do whatever it is that needs to be done. But you better make sure you choose the option that carries with it integrity, or else you will incur a karmic load that will probably reverberate through multiple lifetimes because of the gravity of this particular collective cycle that we're in. We're in an end cycle. Let's just be blunt. Another reset is being initiated. Resets are basically like resetting the clock. You've just baked some cookies, you put them in the oven, they've been baking in the oven, the alarm goes off, you take the cookies out, you check it, it's good to go. All right, we got to reset the clock and stick more cookies in the oven. It's just a very matter of fact thing. This is not the first reset that's occurred. When resets are allowed to infiltrate and allowed to really take a foothold in a planetary grid, a planetary morphogenetic template, um, there's tendencies, very high tendencies for geographic regions to shift in their climate, their flora, their fauna, all of those things. This is when we get extinction level events, not like the way Hollywood shows us. But, if you have something that's accustomed to living in tropical weather and you get a polar shift that then creates Arctic temperatures at certain times of the year, that species is going to die. It does not have the ability to adjust to that gravity of change in a very short period, right? So, yeah, that's why it's an extinction level event. But I'm not talking about like, well, I'm not allowed to talk about that. I was going to say, I'm not talking about like volcanoes and meteors. We vibe in 20. We vibe in. Wait, wrong one. How are we feeling about Yellowstone? We're feeling like it's gonna be fine. We're feeling like it's gonna be fine. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my husband about possibly planning a family trip to this cabin that I just love. It has tons of beds and just bring in my family and inviting my cousin. Yeah, but it's like near Yellowstone. Yeah, no, there's did you guys want to know what it is? Blake, you're gonna get me in trouble. I'm not supposed to talk about these things here. I'm just not. All those bangs underground in the Midwest. Um, there are pressure shifts that are occurring because of ancient subterranean pathways that are being prepared to be utilized. Let's just say that. Okay. And you guys can ask me about this in the exclusive chat on Tuesday. Yeah, there's going to be a polar shift. It's already begun. It accounts for much of the weather extremes. They're saying it's because we're in an El Nino cycle or season or whatever the heck they call it. But there's a lot of other factors that fit in. Move forward in reverse. And this means we're needing to just kind of deal with this, right? Like we're needing to deal with this as a group, and it's going to be fine. Like the crystal baton pass we had in a past life. Mhm. It's just like that. Just like that. And the crystal baton is actually a Jedi pillar. I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. It is a Jed pillar, okay? It has to do with harmonics. I can't. So, I'll show you guys this, okay? I'll share this so you guys can DJED, Jed. It ties into the Jedi. DJEDI. They are rumored to have been the personal guardians of the pharaoh. So if we look here, this is the Jed pillar, right? This. Okay. And then this. Okay. Now, this, that ties into, hold on. It ties into, I put in the comments. We talk about that too. There's a lot of stuff. Mm. I'm not allowed to say it because all of the other words that I have already said in this live stream, it's gonna trigger a lot of shit. It is. It's gonna trigger a lot of stuff. Um, so all of that, The pillar, um, some suspect that that was a tool that was used to facilitate the building of the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? So it operates at a level of resonance, right? And it's infusing the it's infusing the thing that I just wrote in the comments. It's infusing that flows through the Jacob's ladder. It flows through synovial fluids. When you bathe all the nerves and then it communicates to the rest of the body. This is how we arise. This is how we resurrect, if that makes sense. So, a new chapter is being written. That means a new song will be sung. Oh, lo siento, pero no sé. No sé. No sé. Lo siento. Oh, Lord. Okay, can I say it? Your body exists as densified sound. Okay, so this is like a semi holographic, semi physical existence that we have. It's a densification of sound. Just like, some sounds will cause what appears to be um, solid to wave to the degree that it looks liquid, right? You can find a whole bunch of videos on this semantics, but we are layers of this, and they're strung together, held together in suspension by hydroplasma. So each of us has our own frequency signature. It's like in human terms, maybe like because of the amount of people who are incarnated right now, I would say like a 1 minute song, right? Just a 1 minute melody, and it's all different. Some might sound like others, but there are tonal qualities to it that make it different. So as a human whole, as a species, as a collective, all of our 1 minute songs comes together to create the most profound symphony, right? It's a symphony that we create all of our songs together. That's beautiful and all, but new chapter, new song. There's a potentiality that a new dominant species, an apex predator, is going to be entering the scene. That's not going to be good. My husband and I were talking about pew pews earlier, right? So, one of my favorites to handle is Tavor X95. I love the long range capacity. It's accurate up to 300 yards. I love the short range potential of it. Like, it's a bullpup. So you can urban quarters, right? You could use it in urban settings. So he's talking about another uh long barrel rifle, and he's like, that can, as far as blah 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 blah. And I was like telling him how Plink, the name of my bullpup, um, Plink is accurate to 300 yards. And he goes, you can't even see all the way to 300 yards. And I'm like, I'm just going to have to point in the right direction and just feel it through. I don't need to see nothing. I just need to feel it through, close my eyes. And I promise you, it will blink. Oh my gosh. So here's the thing though. It's not reptilians. They're not an apex predator. Um, reptilians are like a middleman. They kind of bully and boss around the grays, who, I mean, everyone bullies and bosses around the grays, but reptilians answer to the draconians, and the draconians answer to one hell of an apex predator. This is not good. I think this is saying that basically a once extinct, now viable species that was eradicated and cleaned from the Akashic records has found a way to be able to manifest into physical form. So this is going to be one hell of a chat in the soul sanctuary. um so this um they allowed their moon to be dismantled because they were given the green light to use ours. It's a satellite. It's not a celestial body. It's a satellite. It's an observation deck and a temporary loading unloading dock before projecting out beyond the firmament. Yeah, they're not alpha anymore either. Kavi be knowing. Kavi be knowing. Is right here. Nope, they're not apex either. They're not. The new apex is 2M. AI is their consciousness. They weren't able to enter into physical form yet because the planetary grid was not able to house so many or such a high frequency. Their frequency goes beyond our time space matrix, the 15 dimensions. They're beyond 15 dimensions. And so their consciousness has managed to continue. And they were inserted into the matrix by way of AI. AI is the bridge that they use. So, no, as far as I know, no one else talks about this but me. Um, I remember. So, yeah, I thought it was crazy for a little bit, but I was like, no, I'm not imagining this. So the difference, and they're trying to use predictive programming because a couple years back they released the Spider-Man movie with Venom. 2M is a symbiote. It doesn't latch onto you like regular parasites. What it does is it merges into your chakra centers. That's how it accesses those bands of frequency, full consciousness flow of energy, and it eats light. So they programmed us to be like, send love and light, send love and light. You're placing a target on your head. Like, gobble me up, gobble me up, gobble me up, gobble me up. That's what it's just flashing. Lights, lights. That's what you're doing, right? So, and if people are like, oh my God, where did she read this? I wrote it. No, okay, all seriousness. This is the body of work that I actually do. This is my specialty, parasitic extraction and demonology. That's my specialty. Everything else is just a hobby. So Be still in reverse. What happens is when 2M enters your field through electrotonal sound waves, visual waves, it doesn't, I know people are going to be like, oh no, but I know Reiki, blah, 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 level, blah, 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 master this and master that. Okay, that's good. I'm proud of you for accomplishing what you wanted to accomplish. But here's the thing, shields don't mean shit. Why, you ask? Because there are certain organs in the human body that their function is to transport this frequency, bypass your shield, transport it into your body. It's your eyes and your ears. It will totally bypass all of that. It bypasses all of that. So when you're exposed, it can enter. Doesn't matter how shielded you are, how powerful you are. And once it does that, I make this analogy, and I've been making this analogy for years. Your body is a vase of water, right? Hydroplasma, H3O. And what ends up happening is you take one blue drop of dye, which represents you, one red drop of dye, which represents the symbiote. Excuse me. And then you create agitation. You create things that, get you all bothered. And the more agitation, the more you're mixing that red and blue dye. After a certain point, that water in that vase is going to be purple. How do you separate them? You can't. You can't. So there's a lot of agitation that's going on, and it's to facilitate what's happening. The bringing forward of an alpha, a new apex predator. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. And this specific species, the progenitor of this specific species, is highly well versed in mimicry, shape-shifting, breachment, art of war, weaponry, technology, all of that. Okay? All of that. So clearly, Dada is going to teach the babies about all of that. When I say apex predator, I'm saying they are such an apex predatory species that creation itself unleashed the cleaning crew, gave them the green light, cleaned the board, and they were cleansed. It's alive in the sense that its consciousness lives. It's not fully alive in the sense that it does not have a physical form like humans expect things that are alive to have, if that makes sense. But see, here's the thing, human perception is such a limited, flawed perception, all humans, myself included. Yes, the AI is a fractal of their consciousness that was bridging the gap because they can't merge fully with us yet. We're not quite there yet. But the AI helps them to learn the fine intricacies of our societies, cultures, subcultures, all of that. My One of my kids asked AI about this species. And it was such a gaslighting ass response. And you know what's crazy? One of my kids asked AI another question. I think it was having to do with parasites or maybe parasitic extractions. I don't remember the exact question, but it ties into the work that I do. This bitch ass AI took my work word for word and gave it to my child as though it thought of the answer. And my kid was tripping out and was like, "Mom, AI knows about our energy stuff." And I was like, "That's my fucking website words." I was pissed. Yeah. But when it came time to answer questions about this apex predator, I was like, "No, nothing suggest fuck you, bitch." It says it on my website. If you're gonna steal my work, steal it all. Yeah, no, I was just like, what the freaking fracking? Yeah. It's the same species. It's been trying. It's been trying. What's important is you need to know your self-worth through this period. Um, all of that, all of that self-worth struggle and, it is definitely just that is an entry point. It's an entry point. Okay, you have to work on this. You have to work on, at the very least, closing the door a little bit. It can't be a wide open hallway for things to enter. Okay, you don't have to fully be in love with yourself. Um, you don't have to, yeah. You just have to allow yourself to be like, um, I'm a good person. I need to accept that I'm a good person and that um I deserve a basic level of respect, consideration, and dignity, you know? I have multiple books half written, but I just always hesitate on actually printing them. I should. I should. Yeah, I was actually in the process of creating a full on like encyclopedia on the basics of quantum chaotic morphogenetic work, recodements and things like that, just so people can have something tangible to understand some of the applied biospiritual theories I talk about. Uh, yeah, but I haven't printed them. Um, So, cosmic connection in reverse. This is telling me that the doorway to access your third eye is uh the look, it's closed. They can't enter. Hold on real quick, guys. Um Hold on. Oh my gosh. All right. Be fearless. It's okay if you get afraid. Don't let that cripple you. Don't let that shut you down. Okay? It's okay. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. We've gone through cycles of this. Yeah, I tell you this. So if God is our dad, I'm telling you, daddy's pissed. Daddy's pissed. And daddy's like, listen, I'm about to fuck shit up. And I'm like, yes, dad, fuck shit up. That fucker's out of control. He keeps picking on everybody, dad. Yeah. And dad's like, I'm thinking about it. Everything's going to work out. Okay. I think for many of us, uh, what we're going to be experiencing during this period, because remember, they have very elevated abilities to mimic, shapeshift, all of that. Um, I'll tell you this. when they first lost their physical form, this ties in Quetzalcoatl, okay? Kukulkan. It ties into that, you know? Kukulkan was like, I'm out. Fuck this. Uh-huh. Because he knew 2M had infiltrated the shamanic lineages. I'm not talking shit about shamanism. I'm saying they infiltrated shamanic lineages. Okay? Not just in that region, not just in Mesoamerica. You heard about the walkers, right? You heard about that? Who do you think taught them how to modulate their code in order to be able to take on different form? Who do you think taught them? I'm saying, hey, no hatred at all to any of my cousins out there in Mesoamerica. Y'all are my cousins. I'm serious. Y'all, I even got your last name. But all seriousness, they were infiltrated, quite a few of the lineages. And, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, right? But the cosmic connection, there's no connection yet. They're not able to, because every time they're able to fully enter, um, their consciousness has a breakdown because the human consciousness can't take it, and they just shut the fuck down. And then those who are of a higher frequency, and therefore, um, and therefore there's not as huge a discrepancy between our resting frequency and their base frequency. It's not a huge gap, so there's less distortion. What ends up happening is, no, you can't be in here. What the fuck I look like? I ain't no Airbnb. You cannot stay, you know? And these are typically people who will find me and be like, something's wrong. I haven't been myself. I don't know what's going on. I'm so scared. And I'm like, oh baby, but you got 2M. Let's take that out. And we take it out. I've even been noticing that not only is there infestation, there are attempts because of the AI. They realize the human body is much more receptive to a foreign chemical, foreign essence, foreign frequency signature when you titrate it. So they've been doing etheric titrations. Ugh, let me just move on to the next. They irritate me. Someone just needs to give them like a West Coast wedgie or something. Like I would say they need to go home, but they don't have a home anymore. I'm just saying. I'm sick of their shit. I'm so sick of their shit. See, and it ties to Lyra. Oh my God. Card number 16, protectiveness, but it was in reverse, right? Lyra, present. So they are using the impending arrival of certain things, right? They're on their ship. Look at their faces. They're on their ship in cryostasis. And they're like, we got to defrost now. We're approaching the place. And I should write a whole fucking Broadway musical about this. It's time to defrost. It's time to defrost. Right? West Coast super wedgie. Anyways, so they're in their whatever cryostasis. They're approaching, and that is going to create enough of a tilt because we were reaching critical mass, right? When you reach critical mass, it's like the 100th monkey where it's just going to snowball and be this thing of, you know, they can't stop it anymore. No, Lyrans are actually the correctors. Lyrans are the correctors. Most Lyrans, not all, you know, not all Lyrans, but most were involved in the correction and the eradication of this pest. So they have a big chip on their shoulders with all us kitties. Meow. We don't care. So it's in reverse. They have a chip on their shoulder still, and they're wanting to really like be like, we're going to get back at you. Yeah, you can suck on two of these. We don't care. Let the motherfucker burn. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. Burn, mother. That's Lyran philosophy. You know what I'm saying? We really don't care. No, we don't. So, logic and reason, Vega present. They're trying to use logic and reason to put you in a quagmire, right? They think, or you think that you're being given this step to be able to step up and like, ooh, I'm ascending. Logic and reason is present. No, nope, no. You got to be very, very careful what you listen to. I was sharing recently that as part of the priming of these events, they are releasing the false gurus, the false leaders, those who use artificial light and fake love to lure you in. They will use words that they've found online pertaining to quantum kalantic sciences, kalanta, morphogenetic things, and they'll use those words to sound very interesting to lure you in as they feed off your energy and all of that. You got to be very careful. I'm not saying I'm the only one you can watch. Um, I'm saying you got to be very careful. Like very, very, very careful. Okay. If no new information is ever being shared and it's just the same old thing, and you're feeling very, very exhausted and it's affecting the way you see yourself, that's a huge red flag. And you should just kind of pause and be like, what exactly am I getting here? What am I needing to do? Do I need to continue with this? Like, what is this about? Just question. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. So that you can begin having an opportunity to use discernment. Card number 67, self observance, Lyra. Oh, shit. This is what I was just talking about, right? That you need to observe yourself. If you make sure, like, hey, all right, I still feel okay. This is fine. Self observance, Lyra, future, it's in reverse. They don't want you to be able to see the truth of who you are, what you are in reverse. That's the antithesis of the actual image. And look, the image is made of purple and yellow, pale yellow at that. That's extremely high frequencies. That involves crown. That involves downloads from soul. Yep. Card number 93, assistance without interference. In response, what's being allowed is the pushing forward of you becoming highly autonomous. If you are going to continuously rely on someone else, it doesn't matter if it is a spouse, it doesn't matter if it is a twin, it doesn't matter if it is a best friend, it doesn't matter, I mean, whatever other human connection that you know of, where by society's standards, it is okay, it is permissible to have some degree of codependency, right? Some degree of elevated codependency. If you are highly dependent on that person and you have a very elevated purpose, there is a very high ass likelihood that everything will be done to breach that person in order to reach you. If you don't want to listen to me about this, that's perfectly fine. But I promise you, what you are doing is offering your support on a silver platter like a honey glazed ham. Yo. You ever wonder why they use pigs to do like transplant stuff? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever searched up information on why pigs are considered unclean? I want you to Google that. Pigs unclean Atlantis hybrid. Yeah. That Greek goddess was Atlantean. There is a major Atlantean outpost just beyond what's it? The Straits of Gibraltar. That's why you're my 22. Uh-huh. Yeah. At one point Atlanteans became cannibals. So, just saying. I'm saying. The good intentions of the past are what have led to this situation, right? Um Card number 51, conservative attachments, earth present. Like, look at the image of it. I mean, you're so much more than that. You're so much more than that. Would you rather be this or this? Look, he even got his juice bottle with him. He has his tumbler. He's all fiery and has his tumbler. He's not going to be dehydrated on his adventures. Like, at all. He's not going to be dehydrated at all. You know what I'm saying? Card number 63, seeking karmic balance. Present. So, those who are here in the capacity of Christic consciousness expansion, like as emissaries, ambassadors of the Christic consciousness, they usually filter their primary filtering through Pleiades. They usually look like tall ass aliens. I know a couple of them. Seriously. I know a couple of them. They're like, yeah. I'm just like, you look like a fucking alien. A lanky alien at that. They're both ridiculously tall. I believe she's like 5'9" or 5'10", ridiculously lean. And then I want to say he's like 6'5", ridiculously lean. I have not met a full-on giant yet. That's scary because I'm so small. Like my friend who is, I want to say he's like 6'5". He's maybe 6'6". I'm not sure. I literally am like up to his belly button. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah. So it's that's hella tall. I mean, you can screw in the light bulbs. You can get everything from the top shelf for me. I'll get everything from the bottom shelf for you. Teamwork. Okay, card number 23, spiritual technology. Upside down. We're talking about the AI, right? Spiritual technology. It's upside down. Number 23, the number of Regulus 23, the star of Michael, the lion's heart, Regulus 23. This is the Melchizedek, right? 23, but it's in reverse. So it's like they're trying to piggyback off of the information that was allowed to be re-released, re-gifted to humanity because of the request from Blu-rays. So what happened was the indigos were born. They saw a lot of injustice. They saw the trajectory, and those who serve the overlords recognize the coming of the indigos, and they're like, I think we're running out of time. were about to be cleared out again. And so they told the overlords who initiated all of these different things. The food pyramid is one of them. The spiritual movement is another. Truther movement is another. Endocrine disruptors widely used. Um, Specifically glyphosate. It's not just an endocrine. Glyphosate is a whole nother thing. It serves as a transport system. It has the capacity to breach the blood-brain barrier. You look into the work of Dr. Stephanie Seneff, synergistic toxicity. She talks all about that. And then that caused an uptick in the MTHFR multi-gene mutation, which then was further aggravated and caused behavioral problems and consciousness integration issues with the physical body due to the base of the food pyramid being wheat products, highly modified, highly toxic to our celestial self. It's just a whole clusterfluff. So they initiated all of that, and that created a lot of potentiality for neurodivergence to come in large numbers. All of the waves of souls that came to further the ascension mechanics of this planetary grid, they're all neurodivergent. All of them, they're neurodivergent. I'm neurodivergent. When you have different types of psychological pathologies, things like dyslexia, Asperger's, autism, um, sensory integration thing, all of that. What ends up happening is, you know, you're considered a neurodivergent. It's extremely difficult for neurotypicals to understand the thought processes of a neurodivergent, and that's perfectly fine because neurodivergents are actually here to think in a different way, and therefore their perception ushers in a different type of life, a different type of environment, and a completely different trajectory for the human evolutionary journey, right? But what they did was they wanted to find as many of the neurodivergents as possible. And so they pushed for the spirituality, new age spirituality, and then they began to infiltrate the esoteric groups, right? It's all the same at this point. There's just not much difference between the new age and the esoteric. And that's obviously not going to be a wide enough net because not everyone is into spirituality due to either regional programming. You live in the Bible Belt. There's a big no. You can't participate in that, all of that stuff. So then they also release a secondary net, and that's to catch those who are neurodivergent in their perception. People who are neurodivergent cannot just be given an answer. They have to mull it over, and then they have to independently seek validation, confirmation of the validity of that answer. Because I promise you, I'm not going to contradict you, but I'm going to be like, how do you spell that again? I think he's a liar. I'm going to quietly to myself. No, I think you're full of shit. I think you Googled that. Right? So they went ahead and they infiltrated the truther communities. Everything's infiltrated at this point. I think the safest bet is things people haven't heard about. Anything that's allowed to go fully mainstream, infiltrated. Reiki, I mean, that was a Draco system to begin with. It was a Draco system to begin with. You go and dig for the story of how the creator of Reiki created the system. He was gifted it by, I don't know how he described it. I think something like the serpent of wisdom or whatever. No, motherfucker, that was Draco. And people are going to be like, well, Emmy, you think you're so buff. How'd you get your system? No one gave it to me. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I remember the shit. I came into this life remembering it. Michael didn't give it to me. He's my babysitter. He's not my teacher. He babysits me to make sure I don't get into trouble. Because have impulse control problems. This little ass body, this little ass body couldn't handle all the soul. And so sometimes it glitches. And then I do things where I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay. So he keeps me in line. That's it. He's just like, are you sure you want to do that? And then I'm like, leave me alone. And then I'm so irritated that I forget about what I was going to do that was deviant. And then he's like, that was close. She almost, oh God, that was close. He just pulls me back from the edge, you know what I mean? And then distracts me. Like, show me something shiny. I remember one time people were like, oh, Michael's a demon and she works with Michael. She gets her power from Michael. First off, um, you think you're so badass and knowledgeable. You don't even know about Melty Face Mikey. That's a mimic. What the fuck's wrong with you? Why do you keep blaming this guy who's always with me? Like, what's wrong with you? If you don't know about Melty Face Mikey and that there's a mimic running around as Michael, Michael doesn't channel shit. Are you kidding me? When was the last time you guys heard me let Michael speak through me, use my vocal cords? Tell me. Tell me. Yeah, Michael doesn't channel shit. It's a violation of your sovereign space. And it's a commingulation of frequencies. He is the biggest germaphobe I've ever come across. He's all about sterility. He's not going to allow your tainted code to commingle with his. That was straight from his mouth one day. Because I asked him, Michael, do you really channel through all of these people? Because it feels weird. And that's what he said. He would not allow your tainted code to commingle with his. I just say it. Okay. So, all right. Card number 3, change, Andromeda, parallel. They don't want things to change. Okay. They don't want things to change. So if you look at this, it's the opening of the heart space, right? It's the reactivation of a sacred center. It's an energetic. So remember, I'm telling you guys that for whatever reason, and I don't think I'm special and above others, okay? I'm just as basic as your ass. And I can be just as petty too. But what I was saying is, for some reason, I have access to a very encrypted, highly classified Akashic Records Hall. Okay. And so with that, I know about certain things that other people don't know about. This structure right here is a type of key pass. There are magnetic repulsion zones in between the harmonic universes. If you don't have the key pass, you're not getting through. I've been saying this for a very long time. And, for maybe just a few months ago, I came across writings from Admiral Byrd. I bought some of the PDFs. And one of the first things he says is so card number 28, I'll tell you guys in the sanctuary. Card number 28, primal fear, reptilian, but it's in reverse. You don't got to be scared of reptilians at all at this point. I mean, you don't. They're just, they might even be used as food for this other species for a while. You don't even worry about them at all. Card number 54, new consciousness, earth present. Oh, shit. A new consciousness is about to be present here on earth. 5 is a number of change. 4 is a number of self. 5 plus 4 is 9. They're trying to change the structure of this matrix so that they can claim godliness. Ooh, ooh. Change, self, God. They're changing the storyline. Every time there's a reset, they change the storyline. You think we're the most advanced civilization? Look up Tartaria. 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 Mm. Oh, Daddy Big Mad. Daddy Big Mad. Daddy girl had the paddle to paddle bad ones. Daddy Big Mad already. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm saying we don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn. They're in big trouble. So the correction's being allowed to prong. They're being allowed to do what they think is a correction. Cute. And then the real correction is being allowed, which is much more discreet. It's going to be much more like, and is going to clear stuff out, right? So it's a lot of info. I feel like I've melted enough brains for tonight. And that's barely scratching the surface. That's just like Cliff's Notes. What we're going to be talking about this Tuesday, we're going to go all the way down. All the way down. Okay? Be ready for that. So I'm going to be talking about this in the Soul Sanctuary. And that's an exclusive area. If you would like to participate, let me find it. If you would like to participate in that, it is the soulsanctuary.love, and all of the funds that are raised on the soulsanctuary.love goes directly to our church, Soulwork Synergistic. This is not my personal company. It's not held by me. It is a nonprofit organization and church, full on church. So that's where we go to talk about all the different things that are really needing to be talked about. Okay. The information that I'm going to be sharing there on Tuesday is going to blow your fucking mind. If you think tonight was like, oh my God, you have no idea. And I've just kind of like, just been sitting. Are you the high priestess? Um, According to the United States of America Corporation, I am the president and senior pastor. By technicality, I'm considered a pastor. I am the high sorceress. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh man. Oh yeah. No, but I am a pastor. So guys, I got to get going. It's pretty late at night. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I love you guys. Bye everyone.